50 odd lakhs to spend on a car, chances are you're thinking to yourself, I could get one of these, a BMW 5 Series, the Mercedes E-Class, or maybe an Audi A6, given that they all cost roughly the same amount of money. But if you're thinking, hey, these cars are all German, they all cost pretty much the same, I bet they're pretty similar. Well, I'd have to say, you'd be wrong. You'd be very, very wrong.
Nope, this isn't like buying bottled water, where irrespective of the brand you buy, all you get is simple drinking water.
Nah, see, this is like buying fine wine. I mean, sure, there's endless options and they might all seem the same, but so much depends on your personal taste. I mean, are you a red wine or a white wine person? Do you like your wine sweet or dry? Buying these cars is like that.
Like for starters, there's this, the BMW 530d Highline. Everything about this car screams aggression. I mean, it's boldly styled. Look at me, it says. Look at those headlights. They look like narrowed eyes, ready for a fight. It's almost like they're asking, you want a piece? Do you want a piece of me?
No, sir, I do not. I'm just fine in my E220 here, thank you very much. This car really is the exact opposite of the BMW. It doesn't want to get into a fight. It just wants you to relax. I mean, it's old school, it's traditional, something that's evident even in the styling, which is maybe even a bit boring. But that's not necessarily a flaw. I mean, this is still a Mercedes we're talking about here.
And bridging the gap between these two cars is my Audi A6. It's not as stunning to look at as the BMW, but it's not half as boring as the Merc. And like the Merc, it too is gunning for old school luxury. But under the hood, it's got a 3-litre diesel power plant that makes 233 brake horsepower. And in a direct fist fight, could give the Beamer a really hard time.
See, now that's what he thinks. But the 3-litre diesel on this BMW is an absolute monster. It's got 230 or so horsepower, but even with an auto box, every time I floor the accelerator, this thing just doesn't accelerate, it lunges forward and gives you that lurch in your stomach.
Shit. Children and their vulgar displays of speed. It's disgusting, really. The 2.2-litre unit on this does about 167 horsepower, so it can't match those 3-litre monsters on the other two cars for sheer brute force. But it really is the perfect engine for this car, because it's silent, it's fluid. You can hear yourself think while you're planning your next Satyam scam. This car isn't trying to be sporty. Even the steering is numb and soft for a fuss-free drive. It isn't urging you to get into a drag race. I've got numb steering, I've got a suspension that feels like it's been made from pillows. It's almost like this car's telling me, look, leave the driving to the chauffeur and why don't you just get in the back seat and enjoy the ride. I mean, this car isn't necessarily a good drive, but it's a great ride if you're sitting in the back.
Now if it's a cushy ride you're looking for, the Merc might be a better bet. Because like all Beamers, the 530d's been set up to be more sporty, to give you a more connected drive. Now the suspension's comfortable but still pretty stiff in case you do decide, and you will eventually, decide to do something stupid with your expensive new toy. Even the steering is pretty tight and hard, and that's all good news because all those little vibrations and tremors that work themselves up through the tires, through the steering wheel, into your hands, that's all force feedback. This car is talking to me. This car is communicating with me.
The best part about the Audi is that you really don't have to choose between comfort and sportiness, thanks to Audi's adaptive air suspension.
If I pick comfort mode, the suspension softens up and it absorbs all the bumps on the road and gives me a straightforward, comfortable ride. But if I see a BMW 530 in my rearview mirror, I can go and choose dynamic. The Audi stiffens up and is ready for the fight. This one also has Quattro, the 4-wheel drive. So there's loads and loads of grip when you want to belt this car. Those two have cars. I have one of the Transformers.
My car's no slouch in the tech department either. Now for those really pitch black roads, this car has a nifty trick up its sleeve. Infrared night vision. All I need to do is flick a little switch on the steering wheel and the display becomes my own infrared night vision display. So what if Kabir's got a car that's a transformer? Mine's the Batman.
Hey, hold on now. My car's got a lot of cool tech as well. It's got a comfort mode and sport mode, and then it's got the... No, wait. And it's got... It does have an ashtray. 4, actually.
So since we've got 3 radically different cars, you're obviously looking at 3 very different kinds of buyers.
Now the BMW does say you've got money, but it's very brash, almost arrogant about that fact. It says, yes, I do have a lot of cash, but I made it all just 5 minutes ago. Now this is the perfect car if you're one of those young investment banker type chaps with a bonus to blow up, or one of those internet millionaires who's invented one of those crazy sites all the kids are going to, like Facebook or Twitter or one of those.
So if you're the guy who invented email, then this isn't the car for you. But if you are the guy whose granddad invented the computer, then this is what you're looking for. There's something really old-fashioned about the Mercedes, and I mean that as a compliment. I mean, it says you've had money for generations. So if luxury is all you're interested in, then really, look no further.
And that's the Audi's only stumbling block.
Because it's soft and can be sporty, because it's luxurious and can be really nasty, the Audi really is the best of both worlds. And yet, because it's trying to do everything in one go, it lacks a definitive personality. Which is a pity, because Audi seem to be making some cars which have real personalities. The R8 is like a rock star. The big Q7 SUV, that's like a wrestler. The A6, however, it's like an accountant. It's brilliant at what it does, but it's completely faceless.
So the BMW is nothing like the Mercedes and the Audi is like a bit of both. Well, we told you that these cars were different. Now the good news is that they're all fantastic cars. The bad news is that if you don't pick one that quite goes with your personality, you'll end up regretting it. So choose wisely and have a blast.